Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today it's knife time again and I brought you this little guy. This is the Cold Steel Ti series, Ti Light or Ti4 I believe. It was a gift and right away I have to say I don't know if this is the genuine version and I have some doubts about it. And first I'm going to show you why and then we take a look at the actual knife. Okay, so this is a stiletto one-handed opening knife. You have the option to open it with the thumb stud, or you have the option of using this little trigger here and flipping it out like so. Okay, first the Cold Steel logo looks pretty good. But I noticed right away when I took a look at their official web page, the screw heads differ from this version, and also the clip is different because there is Cold Steel printed on here or stamped in, and these are two distinctive features that this knife doesn't have. So I don't know if it's the genuine one. It also doesn't come that super sharp, and usually Cold Steel knives are pretty sharp, so keep that in mind. I found basically the exact same knife from the pictures, the description, the handle material, probably even the blade material on eBay for $14.99. So for $14.99, that's yeah, it can't be the real thing if the estimated price for these goes somewhere or starts somewhere in the low 80s and then goes up to 300 euros depending on the version, on the blade size, on the handle scale materials and whatnot. Okay, but now we are here to talk about this particular beauty. Okay, first off, the blade length is 9.5 centimeters. So not a whole 4-incher like they offer it. It features a liner lock, which can be easily operated one-handedly, and I never get tired of flicking it open again and then closing it back up. Yeah, for a knife that's slim looking, it is actually a little bit of bulky. It's a little fat. If you measure it with the clip, I don't know if you can see this, these are 2 centimeters, and it's also fairly heavy, so if this sits in your pocket and yeah, travels a little back and forth, you will definitely notice it. So that's why it's not in my EDC, and it's also not a real good utility cutter, so yeah. Speaking of the termination, this is clearly designed as a self-defense tool or weapon, if you want to recall it. You can see that it has a spear point design and it has a false edge to thin that out and make it penetrate even deeper if you want to use it for that purpose. By the way, I want to point out the knife that I got had this nick in the blade already in there. I also think that's a clear indicator that this can't be a real Cold Steel knife. Yeah, so for the heck of it, I'm just going to stab something for you. I have laying around here at the table, which would be a piece of wood, and then the Lix box from the tactical pen that I reviewed just before. I'm going to put the link in the video description, and that is stuffed with this nice foam that's pretty pressure resistant. Yeah, I think it's gonna poke a nice decent hole in that. So I'm going to put this box over the piece of wood, and then we like to stab it with the ice pick grip. Okay, definitely went all the way through. This time I'm going to stab a little harder, but I don't want to get too over aggressive because this is a glass table we are working on, just to keep that in mind. Okay, and now we are stuck. Okay, let's see. Yes, that's deep. Sticks out pretty good. And if you take a look at the web page of Cold Steel, they also show you some cool stabbing features of the knife. And yeah, we even hit the thick part of the foam. And if you want to cut that, it's really not all that easy, and it's not going to go through. As you can see, it's about 1/3, maximum half of the depth of the material. Now let's see how well or unwell, whatever, it cuts. Keep in mind, cutting is not the primary objective of this knife. Okay, with the thicker paper, it's not a big deal, but you can already see it starts tearing here and there. Not very clean. If we take the phone book-like paper, it's not going to even really bite into it. Yeah, it's going to rip it. Rip it apart. Nope. Okay, maybe if we do it like this, the sawing motion, yeah, that kind of works, but again, not the cleanest cut. Okay, this is supposed to be in 440C, I mean the blade, and it's some kind of mystical powder coating on there. If I can find this on Amazon, I will put the link to it in the description, because these eBay links keep disappearing when the offer is expired. So I'm not going to do that. The handle scales are made from ABS plastic, and yeah, they snag in really good. So very good if you want to hold it like this or like that, or maybe even like so. Really feel comfortable. The belt clip doesn't really get in the way. It's all fine. But again, it's not the finest fit and finish. Let me see if I can find a spot here. Maybe on the other side. Yeah, like there. Where the molding process is not 100% perfect. So you have these, yeah, there and there too. It's actually kind of a somewhat sharp edge. And yeah, I mean, you could easily trim that down with a little piece of sandpaper. And I think that's acceptable for a $15 knife. That it's pretty decent. I mean, it has some side-to-side play, I have to say, but really 95% of it sits very good in this up and down motion. So minimalism. Yeah, I kind of like it as a presentation object, you could say. And by now this review is getting pretty long, so I hope you found this interesting. Stay tuned for more of that stuff, and bye bye.